We're right here in Illinois Media School, and great location here. We are having on, downtown campus. We're once again in person, and so we have to discuss this big event coming up, Stadium Series, Night 3. Obviously, you guys have had 2 smash hits already so far. The fans are, obviously contemplating what's going to be next, and obviously you announced Stadium Series Night 3, so talk about it.
Sure. So we, when we imagined the summer, we really thought we wanted a series of shows like we did last fall that would carry everybody throughout the summer. And we wanted it to be as safe as possible and as fun and family friendly and involved as possible. One of the things that we kind of fell backwards into last year is that we did these outside shows last year because we had to, and people said, we love it. People said, this is great, it's so much fun. And so we've really leaned into it, where it's bring your own stuff, order a pizza, bring your blanket, bring your cowbells, make some noise. And it's really been kind of like a fun outdoor festival of wrestling. And it's made for some really incredible evenings. So we're excited to wrap it up. It's strange to think that we're already approaching the third and final show, because I feel like it was just yesterday that we were sitting together with our team in the spring, planning everything out for the summer. But it's every good thing comes to an end, and we're hoping to land the plane and have a great show on the 21st.
Yeah, I mean, talk about some of the matches you've announced so far. Obviously, Jay White, that was the big bombshell you dropped. And so how did it feel like knowing that Jay White's coming, the Switchblade is coming to Warrior Wrestling?
It's a really crazy feeling. When I told our team, because I was able to make this happen through some connections and various people within New Japan, and when I told the team that Switchblade Jay White was on his way, Eric's response was a gasp, an audible, we got the Switchblade. And it was and that's how everybody else felt too when we announced it in the stadium on July 17th. The pop, so to speak, from the people in attendance was really palpable. And that tells me that we did something right. We went out, we set something up that our people want to see. So we are excited to have Jay White in an incredibly rare independent wrestling appearance.
Definitely, and we're excited because Warrior Wrestling only comes around, a couple times a month, So, obviously we've got 3
a couple
shows
times a year.
Right,
a couple times a month. Oh my gosh.
I meant a couple times a year, or a few months within a year. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the pressure that's on us, right? So we put on ourselves. We're only going to run, on average, in our existence, we've only run 4 shows a year. And so if we're going to run a show, it's got to be good. We're not going to have a show just for the sake of having a show. We're going to have a show because we believe we've put together a combination of talent that is truly special and truly unique. So we hold ourselves to a very high bar, and hopefully we clear it on the 21st.
Yeah, I mean, basically Jay White is going to go in there one-on-one with Sam Adonis. Mm-hmm. It's a great opponent for Jay White, another guy who has international infamy to his name, and Sam Adonis.
And the nice thing about Sam, too, is if you're a diehard fan of Warrior Wrestling and you've been to every show, well, you've seen how great Sam is.
Right.
And if you've never seen Warrior before, and this is your first time coming live or watching on Fight TV, you're about to be introduced to a world-traveling performer, somebody who's been in CMLL and All Japan, and he's currently in AAA and the NWA. He is a real treat. So if you come for Jay White, you might end up staying for Sam Adonis.
Definitely. I mean, that's the thing. People don't even realize that Sam Adonis is that great. He's done Miss Thing in AAA. He's done things international. He's made an appearance like an NWA. Mm-hmm. He's a Corey Graves' brother. Yep. But he's stepping out from his shadow, I feel like.
Yeah.
And really done his own. And you don't even think about that anymore, because the fact he's just carved his own niche, his own way into things. And this is a guy you could basically see in the big promotions one day. AEW, they'll come calling for him one day.
They should. Sam he can wrestle all styles, right? He can wrestle lucha, he can wrestle Japanese strong style, he can wrestle American main event style. And he's so incredibly versatile, and he's a great character, and he's a great performer. This is a guy who's got all the tools. So it would be a sad day for Warrior Wrestling if Sam Adonis ever signed somewhere where he couldn't perform with us. But it would be a great day because that means a big league would be recognizing his talent.
And Trey Miguel, he's coming back to Warrior Wrestling. Another great match you've signed. him and Jake Something for the Warrior Wrestling Championship. Jake Something, man, he wants to collect another championship. He's already the Black Label Pro Championship.
Yes, he is.
Another Chicago area championship, and this guy's ego is going to swell hard.
Jake has really made a name for himself, whether it's
Yeah.
in Black Label or Warrior or AAW. Jake is out there having killer matches, and that's
Yes.
because he is another special talent. The dude is enormous. I mean, he is a mountain of a
Yeah.
man. He is meat and muscle, but he's such an agile competitor, and he's so creative, and he's got this fire to him. He is truly a special guy. In fact, he's been with Impact for a couple of years now, and not until maybe in the last 6 months did Impact ever really recognize that. He was just kind of cousin Jake in the background, and those of us that know him and see him perform are sitting there going, what are they doing? They're sitting on this star here. And so every time that Jake is with us, he gets a huge opportunity.
Definitely.
And he was here in June, and he defeated Warhorse in a great match, and so now he's earned himself a shot at Trey Miguel. And so this is a little bit David versus Goliath. It's a little bit of an Impact civil war, if you will, but it's two incredibly talented guys who I think are still underlooked in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
One who's got the belt and one who wants it. So we're excited.
I don't even think of Impact when I see this matchup. That's honestly, to me
it's
it's Warrior. Yeah,
Yep.
it's Warrior wrestling because
Good.
we both have a history there. And Trey Miguel, he has a new entrance that you.
Yes, he
I
does.
can't
He's
wait
got
to
a
review.
new
New music.
a new track, a new custom track by Pablo 5600.
I'm sorry. And we're doing a live show. Yeah. Thank you.
Oops, sorry, everybody. He's got a new live track by Pablo 5600, who's going to perform it live on August 21st.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool. It actually just dropped this afternoon, so if you're seeing this live or watching this after the fact, it is available now. Check it out on Spotify. Look for it. We retweeted it on Twitter and on Facebook. But it's a cool track just about Warrior Wrestling, and that's going to be Trey's new theme song.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see, and it's cool. Like you're actually giving him a opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Well, anything. So it's interesting. So we, our team likes to fashion ourselves as people who say yes and.
Yeah.
And so when a cool idea comes to us, we say yes and let's enhance it.
Yeah.
And so Pablo and his team reached out about potentially recording a track. They made the track. They sent it to us. We said, we'll send it to Trey. Trey loved it. Everybody said yes. And they said, what if we perform it live? And here we are.
There
So
you
it's
go.
going to be like a WrestleMania entrance
Love it.
on the 21st when Trey
Love
comes
it. And that's
out.
like what I said. I don't think of Impact when I see Trey Miguel. He's the Warrior champion.
Yeah.
Kind of like Brian Pillman before him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And obviously we had Brian Pillman back with the Varsity Blonde, so that
Yeah.
was exciting. They just see alumni of Warrior Wrestling doing so well, right?
Well, and that's one of the things that we're striving for as a promotion is we hope that when a talent is with us, we hope that we treat them well. We hope they enjoy their interactions with the audience, that they like being part of Warrior, so that they'll come back and bring their friends.
Yeah.
And literally, that's what Pillman has done. Pillman came back and he brought his friends. He brought the blondes with him. And there are so many people that have been able to be on our shows because somebody else mentioned to them, "Hey, you've got to go check out Warrior Wrestling."
There you go.
We
Word of mouth.
want every alumni to come back and bring their friends.
Definitely. It's exciting. Very exciting. And then,
Yep.
Obviously talk about some of the other matches announced. You have so many announcements coming out. You've got Kylie Ray. We got Thunder Rosa.
Yes. So that match was
Yeah.
announced in the spring. It was originally supposed to be on our June show. And we had to push it back for scheduling things. The NWA scheduled a pay-per-view that weekend, etc. But now it's finally going to come to fruition. And it's even bigger than it would have been in the spring.
Yeah.
Because Kylie has now returned. She's defended the belt against Holodead and Lady Frost. She's joined the NWA. Thunder Rosa left the NWA, and she's now full-time AEW. There's just two incredible stars on a collision course.
Definitely.
And this is the match that we think so many of our fans are really excited for. Kylie Ray and Thunder Rosa.
It's going to be amazing.
So we got Trey versus Jake. We got Kylie versus Rosa. We've got Jay White versus Sam. We've also announced the Get My Shot Invitational, the GMSI, which is going to be a 6-man scramble. The winner gets a future shot at the Warrior Wrestling Championship.
Yes.
So it's Brian Cage, it's TJP, it's Alan Angels, Casey Navarro, Chandler Hopkins, and Dante Martin.
That's going to be
So
crazy.
you've got AEW, MLW, Impact, Indies. Everybody is represented. And we're just really, really excited. The match is going to be insane. And we've actually, you're the first person to hear this outside of the Warrior team.
Okay.
The winner will be presented with a Contenders medallion, a giant gold medallion with the Warrior logo. that means that you are the contender, and you can cash that in at any time for a
Okay.
Warrior Wrestling title shot.
Go anytime, any place, anywhere.
Anytime, any place,
Oh,
anywhere.
wow.
So the Warrior Champion, whether it's Trey or Jake, has to be watching their back
Nice.
after August 21st.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
They got to watch their back for sure.
Yep.
That's that, and those are all great competitors, like you just mentioned. The one that we're not too familiar with is Chandler Hopkins. You
Yep.
know, can you tell us a little bit about him?
Sure. So he's out of Texas, out of the Texas scene that we talked about earlier off air is just really booming. A lot of great promotions down in Texas. Chandler was with us at a pre-show match last year, and he just absolutely was incredible. Great talent. He's been on a couple of AEW Darks and a few other things, and we've really seen him in watching Palais Pro, which is one of our sister companies down in Texas. And Chandler is really the heart and soul of Palais Pro Wrestling. And so as we booked this match, we figured we wanted somebody who was a good representation of that booming Texas scene. And so Chandler is the name you might not know yet, but you'll know it by the time the match is over.
Nice. Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't familiar with Casey Navarro, and then we got to see him. It was Cole Radrick, and that was
he's good.
Now you keep bringing him back.
Yes.
So that's got to be a reason for that.
Navarro is good. I think he's the total. Our whole team thinks he's the total package, right?
Yeah,
He's got
he
the
is.
look, he's got the moves, he's got the attitude. His matches are great. So like him, he's a guy who now he's a name for us. Hopefully Chandler will be the same in a couple shows.
And I wanted to ask, why did you bring in the interviewer? What's his name? Trevor
Outlaw.
Interview. How did he get that gig? Come on, Steve.
Well, I don't know. He's a pushy son of a gun, that Trevor Outlaw. He's been on some of our pre-shows, and he's a great wrestler trained out of the Freelance Academy. He actually just completed his training down in Georgia. He was there for the full camp for the Nightmare Factory with Cody and QT Marshall. So he's a pain in the butt, but he is a total character, and he's part of the Warrior family. So when Val Capone stepped in to do ring announcing, Trevor swooped in and stole the spot to be our interviewer.
Man, I'm gonna have to talk to Trevor about that.
You might have to come to blows with Trevor.
Yeah, man, I could have sworn that. That's fine. Hey, you know what? It's cool, man. Hey, the wrestlers, guess what? The more exposure they get, the better. So I'm all about it. And we actually did have Trevor on our show. So
he's a good dude. Yeah, and he will be, as I said, he's been in our pre-shows before. He will be in future Warrior Wrestling shows. He's got a lot of upside.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And you'll feature him on the main card.
Yep, he will be there.
Awesome. And talk about some of the other matches that you can't announce right now.
Well, there's a couple. We just announced today, Aramis, or Aramis, depending on how you want to pronounce it, will defend the Warrior Wrestling Lucha Championship against Mr. Iguana from AAA down in Mexico. If you've never heard of Mr. Iguana, he's fantastic. He looks a little silly. He's in all green. He's got face paint. He's got a big iguana on his shoulder. But he can wrestle technically. He can fly. He can brawl.
Yeah.
He is going to be a real threat to Aramis. And so that Lucha title is quickly becoming the match that everybody looks forward to on the show. Because Daga and Aramis tore the house down in July. And so now he's got to try to top that performance and also defend the belts against Mr. Iguana.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be awesome.
That'll be really, really cool. I can also announce, I'm going to share it here live, Cole Radrick, whom you mentioned earlier, will return and face Isaiah Velasquez. They have never had a one-on-one match. Cole from the Indianapolis, Bloomington area, Isaiah from here in Chicago, both similarly built, incredible technical wrestlers and modern indie wrestlers. They're going one-on-one for the first time, so that'll be coming out soon as well. As you and I talked about, we'll announce in the coming days, there will be a match with Evil Uno of the Dark Order. There will be a match with Marco Stunt. There will be a match with Warhorse. So there is more coming as we prepare.
Yeah.
So, but I can tell everybody, Cole Radrick and Isaiah Velasquez, fresh breaking news right here on the podcast.
Nice.
That is also going to go down.
Thank you for letting us know. That's going to be one heck of a match. These two are very athletic, and they're going to tear it down.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's the match that, again, every match, we when we book a card, we sit back and we look and go, oh, that could steal the show.
Right.
Well, actually, that one could steal the show.
Right.
That one could steal the show. And so that's what we're hoping. We're hoping that it's a show where you might not know the names if you're out there listening, Cole Radrick and Isaiah Velasquez, but you will when the show is over.
Yeah, talk about, obviously this is a big VIP fan fest happening as well. Jay White is a huge name for you guys, so it's moving. So if anybody wants to get Fan Fest tickets, they have to go quick.
Yep, and if you don't know about the VIP Fan Fest, we've done it before every Warrior Wrestling show. It's 90 minutes where your ticket gets you an autograph from every one of the stars on the show on something you bring or you buy there, so you can buy a poster, etc., or bring something of your own, and you get a picture with every star on the show on your own camera. So you can meet everybody, talk to everybody. You've done interviews with people there. People have had fun interactions and long conversations with people. It's your chance to talk to Kylie Ray, to talk to Thunder Rosa, to talk to Switchblade Jay White and throw up the Too Sweet, whatever you want to do, right? That is all included in that VIP Fan Fest. And it's outdoors in the stadium. The sun is shining. It's just a fun festival atmosphere.
Talk about the VIP Fan Fest, man. I had a blast. I got to, we have a little vlog that we're putting together of my interactions. And so, besides we did interviewed Eris one-on-one, so we can't wait to, hear for what he said before his amazing match with Daga. Talk to Frank the Clown.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And everything else. And so, you know what, Steve? I want to tell you, man, I got you something. We're coming down here, man. I got you this. Look. Pro. Let me make sure this is the right one. This is small.
So. That's your dirty laundry for later. You got to wash that.
No, that's a small size. Here, this is a Pro Wrestling Enforcer shirt for you, brother.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you very much for being on our show. Thank you very much for your support for Pro Wrestling Enforcer. So you get to wear. I gave one to Casey Navarro. I even gave one to Dave Richards.
Really?
Yeah, because he's been I've been a supporter of Davey for a decade, and me and him had talked for a decade. So
how great was that match?
So
my gosh.
Yeah, so definitely you're included
I
am
in fine company with Davey and with Casey Navarro.
Oh, there'll be more. There'll be some more.
Well, actually, I'll drop a little bit of news here too. This is also breaking news. We are going to release later today or tomorrow the Warrior Wrestling Ringside Films version of the Davey Richards Jonathan Gresham match.
Oh, nice.
So we did that for Trey Miguel and Lee Moriarty in June. We had it shot documentary style from ringside, so you can hear everything. So when you watch the live stream at home during the live event, you can hear some sound, you hear the announcers, etc. But this way that we shot it captures everything. So when Davey lays a forearm in on Jonathan Gresham, you hear it hitting Gresham's jaw. It's like being cage side for an MMA fight. Awesome. We are going to release that on our socials in the next day or so. Awesome. So you guys are the first, your listeners and you are the first to hear that out of anybody outside the Warrior team. Definitely. Well, hey, I can't wait. Yeah. Everybody, check it out. It's coming quick, August 21st, warriorwrestling.net to get your tickets, to get involved with Pro Wrestling Enforcer. Of course, thank you very much for having us, Steve, and letting us, be on, come to your shows. Thank you for coming to the studio, man. And, please enjoy the shirt. It's a pleasure. Because it's, Pro Wrestling Force, we're just getting things started ourselves. And we got more content for you. We'll have my own personal vlog. We'll have, some interviews as well. And Jay White coming, that's extreme. I mean, every match Jay White is in is memorable. Yes. And I don't think he's ever come to the Chicago area. I mean, it was one time for ROH. But maybe briefly in a New Japan ROH thing. But we went back and looked because we're nerds, right? So we went back on Cage Match and looked at it. He hasn't done an indie in the not even Chicago, in the United States since 2014. Oh wow! And so it's incredibly rare to see Jay White outside of a New Japan event. True. And we're also very thankful to New Japan for trusting us to let Jay do that. So definitely, we're excited. That's crazy because only time you could see him was ROH or the ROH in WrestleMania weekend. Yep. That was pretty much it. The ROH WrestleMania weekend, and that's it. Unless you were lucky that he made another stop. So that's a really rare guy. I mean, you guys have had so many rare guys. Coming to Warrior Wrestling. Is there anybody that you're dying to have on next? Oh my gosh. Well, so it'd be interesting to see, there's a lot of rules that govern which guys from New Japan can work other places. So I don't know that we'll ever be able to get them. But Okada, Ibushi, Tanahashi, if we could ever work with one of those guys, I would just be over the moon. Obviously, there's some of the guys in All Elite. We'd love to see Kenny Omega. We'd love to see the Bucks. We'd love to see Miro. I think that would be great. Miro versus Beastman or Brian Cage or Warhorse or any of these guys. So there are some great names floating out there. Of course, CM Punk heavily rumored to be returning to AEW. If he's ever looking for something to do, we'd be happy to have him back down in the South Suburbs. Definitely. We appreciate you. Everybody check it out August 21st. Warrior Wrestling Stadium Series. Make sure you're there. If you're not, where are you going to be? We'll see you there, everybody. Take care.